Hi, Steve from Seaside Allotments, and today we're on Jennie's plot, and if I look exhausted, I am. I've just spent the last 2 hours mowing the site, and then another hour mowing and trimming and edging Jennie's plot. So the car just rumbled past them. So yes, I'm a bit tired, but I thought I would just do this quick tour before I go. This is what we're looking at in Jennie's plot, and this ground, which I've just composted with my compost from my site, put about 1.5 inches of that down, and then a bit of a top dress of spent mushroom compost, because I find that's a bit of a better weed suppressant and it's nice and cheap. So this bed is going to be for the garlic, and it will be nice and sunny once this bean frame comes down. And these beans are just being left for drying here. And then we've got some red cabbage, which is it's actually growing pretty well. And then this lot of red cabbage isn't growing so well. It's exactly the same, planted on the same day, but I think there must be a slug or a snail or something in here. It's just sort of working its way at the roots or something, I don't know, but whatever it is, it's not doing so well, so I put some pellets down. I've got some bustles here. Now these were planted pretty late, and I know I'm probably not going to get a great crop of bustles off them, but I do like bustle leaves, so there's plenty of leaves and they're in pretty good condition under this mesh, so really happy about that. And some more bustles there. And the one at the end actually was transplanted, and that's why it's not looking so healthy. But the other two, again, looking pretty good. Excellent leaves. So here we've got another one of our bean beds, which again we're leaving for drying. So I've got my little shard bed here, and we picked this area because it's very sheltered from the wind, but it doesn't get that much sun. So this first row here, this one, is doing pretty well, but of course this one here is not doing so well because of that big hedge there. And of course as the winter progresses, the whole bed is going to be pretty shaded. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. Another lesson learned there. Light really does have a big effect. So these are my two potato beds there and there, and I've just cleared them and done the same composting. 1.5 inches of my compost, quite a few barrel loads, and again a bit of a top dress of spent mushroom compost. So the paths are in terrible condition, and that is because the potatoes grew right over the top of them and completely shrouded them, so there was no light at all. So it was a right mess, and it's been hard to recondition them, and we'll see what they look like. Fortunately, they have got October and maybe a bit into November to still grow strongly, so I'm fairly confident they'll recover. Now the brassica beds are looking pretty fine. I'm really pleased with them. This kale is in excellent condition. Just a little tiny bit of mould growth on the tips of this one, or drying or whatever it is on the tips of that, but generally really nice. I have given them a trim, taken off all the decayed leaves, but other than that, really nice. I'm really pleased. These sprouts are coming on pretty well. Again, quite pleased with those. Quite a lot of my sprouts on my plot have got earwigs in them. I could still eat them, just take the earwigs out, but I'm not really sure why. Now this is Kallets, and I really love the leaves on here. The actual Kallets, which are a cross between sprouts and kale, are not particularly great really, but these leaves are just fantastic. So we steam them just like kale. Great. This is the summer broccoli. It's pretty much finished now, but again, these leaves, just look at those leaves, gorgeous. So again, we eat those just steamed, just like kale. So I don't want to pull the plants up because they're just throwing out lots of these new really lovely leaves. So really pleased with them, and of course there's still a little bit of broccoli left on them. So, autumn raspberries. These have been sustaining me today. I've been munching through these as I've been working, and there's still a fair number on. So I'm really happy to have something at this time of year to munch on. Again, more broccoli, more leaves. Kallet, another kallet, but again this one looks completely different even though it's out of the same seed packet. I mentioned that before, not really sure why, but again leaves are lovely. There's another one, and there's another one, and some more broccoli. So I'm really pleased, and there's some Brussels sort of stuff in the corner over there. Again, more beans for drying. We're going to have a ridiculous number of dried beans this year. We put in way too many beans, but of course, you know, we're learning. This is only our second season, and yeah, so I'm pretty pleased with the way it's gone so far. So there we go. I think that's a pretty good summary of Jenny's plot, and I shall put it, after this video finishes, a few photos of the harvests from the last week, and actually put another one on as well from the potato harvest that we did earlier in the year, as well as the one that we did a few days ago. And this is the fruits border, and just look at these trees, just overladen with branches and fruit, and pretty much all of it has ended up on the floor as windfalls because there's just way too many apples for a tree that size to support, so it's going to get a massive prune in the autumn. This bush is probably going to come out just to free up that tree. This has been a disaster, you can see, and so I might take that whole side of this tree off, because this tree has got discovery on one side and this on the other side, so there's not a lot of point the tree wasting all its energy growing these if they're going to be horrible and scabby like this. So again, most of the discovery have ended up on the floor, and you know, it's quite disappointing, but I mean we've been eating plenty of apples, it's not that we're short, but I wanted some apples to save off these plots, and so we're not really going to get any at all for saving, which is a shame, but friends on the allotments will provide me with plenty, but it would just be nice to get them from my plot. I'm going to leave some of these apples on the ground now for the birds, so in fact all those apples and those I should just leave for the birds. Keep them munching apples rather than eating my brassicas. Okay, so that is the end of a very weary day, and hope you enjoyed that quick update, and the next update will be in about a week's time, maybe a little bit over a week, and that will be my plot, and that will be pretty exciting because my plot is fully planted now and growing strongly for autumn and winter, so that'll be nice to show off. Anyway, I am signing off. Enjoy the photos.